It's a white gold necklace that my boyfriend got. He had it he designed it and had it made for me, and it's got a diamond in it, and it's engraved on the back. It says "Well Space" because I won't go into too many details, but yeah, it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever had, and it means a lot because we have to spend a lot of time apart now, so it's kind of like I've always got a piece of him or something. So yeah, it's always with me, and it's my favourite thing. There's a charity called Youth Music, which is one that I've got a little bit involved in, but it's something that I think is really important. It funds like youth projects for youth music projects, obviously, for like often people who don't have opportunities or are like problem kids or something like that. And I did this photo thing for them for this book that's coming out, and then I don't know, we might do some more stuff in the future because I just think it's really important. Like, I always had my music as a kid, so that was my focus, and I could like really pour stuff into that. But I think if you're young and you don't really have a focus or something to like, I don't know, I think it's just really good, whether it's like a sport or music or anything. I think it's really good for kids, especially kids who like we always joke, but it's kind of true that like my family's got ADD quite a lot, and I think I've got like a lot of too much energy sometimes, and I can't concentrate, but I always had that to like focus on and draw my energies on. But say like my brother, he's like, you know, he's got it, and I don't know, I just think for kids it's good to have like a focus and something to draw your energies on, whether you're like it's because you're shy or whether it's because you've got too much attention, you can't concentrate, or whether you're from a less privileged background or something, you know. It's just like, if you've got problems, then to have something like that is always a really good way to focus and to be positive about something, to give yourself goals. And so yeah, I just think it's an important thing. And there's no I never even really think of my music as dance music, even though a lot of people say it is. Like, it's music you can dance to, but I don't really see it as like this genre thing. I don't know, I always just try and write good songs, and if they tend to be upbeat or tend to make people want to dance, that's a bonus, you know. Like, music's about making people happy or getting emotions out of people, so that's a good thing. But I think on the album there's a lot more varied tempos. It's not all like club kind of music, you know. It's not something that, it doesn't feel like it's affected me personally, but it definitely it's affected a lot of people around me, and it affects everybody, you know. And I guess just the music industry in general, it was in trouble before, and now it's probably in trouble even more, and you know, there's just a lot less money going around for things like videos, and that's just how it is. But I mean, everyone's carrying on. I think the worst thing is the media just going on about it like it's the end of the world. I think that just makes things worse and just gets people so obsessed with it. I mean, if they just try to be a bit more optimistic. I think when I've been in America, the press seems more optimistic. At home, it's just so, you know, the end of the credit crunch is coming, run for your life. It's like, oh my God, just try and be positive and get through it, you know. It's no point in whinging about it every day or like worrying about it. It's just gonna make it worse.
I am your automatic lover.
Anything by like Giorgio Moroder or Patrick Cowley. There's a song called Magical Body by LATF, that's one of my favourites. Self Control by Raph. I'm sure no one will know any of these. Automatic Lover by Dee Dee Jackson. Space a Woman by Charlie. Do you know any? Yeah? All that kind of stuff. Anything a bit space and synthy disco with a good chorus. She said, I've got a broken heart, got a broken heart. Hands is a song I wrote that was one of the first demos on my MySpace and that I did for this project, and it's totally different. It's like a piano ballad, so it's kind of weird, but it's about a girl who's got a broken heart and she goes around trying to get people to fix it and no one can help her, and then in the end she manages to fix it herself and she realises she just needed her own hands and like to have faith in herself. And I was thinking about that song because it's one of the first songs I wrote on my own for this, well, not for this, but around the start of this project, and it kind of made me think about this year, and this is my first solo project, and even though I've done all these bands and different musical projects in the past, like I had it in me all the time. I just need to have faith to like go on my own and do it myself, and so it kind of seemed to tie in with that first demo. Yeah, I guess I used to listen to I like a lot of like electronic music, a lot of late 70s, early 80s, like Italo Disco, George Moroder and stuff, and the Human League and people like that, New Order. So I guess there's a lot of those kind of influences. But then I just like good songwriters, really. I mean, I love like the Beach Boys and Bowie, and they're all massive influences. So it's more just about songs to me, and if they happen to be kind of dance songs, then that's just a bonus. I don't get angry that easily. I think when some journalists went to like my grandma's house and looked up some of my old school friends at home, that pissed me off. I just think it was so unnecessary, and I haven't even had an album out, you know. I'm a musician, like if you want to know anything about my music, come to me and I'll tell you all day long, but don't go to like, you know, my old members of my family and like try and find things out. Like, one, you're not going to find anything. I'm the most boring by the book person in the world, and two, it's nothing to do with the music. What do you want to know? It just really creeped me out, just because it's, you know, I don't care if it happened to me, I can deal with it, but like someone else, I don't want to be my fault, like someone hounding them. It's just horrible. The main person I've worked with is Greg Kurstin, who's a producer from LA. He's in a band called The Bird and the Bee as well, who are brilliant. He produced the new Lily Allen album, lots of stuff from like Kylie to Peaches to Flaming Lips. He's done all sorts, and he's just an amazing, talented producer, songwriter, musician. He's incredible. So I've been working off and on with him for 2 years now, and he gives me a lot of confidence in myself. I don't think I'd be doing this project if it wasn't for him, so yeah, I kind of owe him. He's amazing. So yeah, most of it's with him. Some other things have been with Joe from Hot Chip, Jazz from Simi Mobile Disco, a guy called Biff Stannard, a duo called Kid Gloves in the UK. There's not like too many, but there's a few people in there. I like working with different people. It just brings out ideas in me, so it's good. I'd written this song that I kind of felt should be a duet at the time, but then we just did it, just me, and then we wanted some really low backing vocals, so we were going to get some guys to do it, and someone knew someone, and I was just like, no way, could we actually hook up? And then they sent the track, and so yeah, in the end Philip Hoke did it, and it sounds amazing. It's one of my favourite songs on the album. It's called Symmetry, and it's kind of about two people loving each other like the same amount, so like perfectly a symmetrical kind of relationship, like, because I think that's when things tend to fall apart, is if one person likes someone more than the other, maybe. So it's just about a perfect balance. I think for me, like, I don't really have a problem with downloading music for free. I download a lot of music for free, which is, some people think is terrible, but I don't know, it's just the way it is now. Like, I think you've just got to accept it, and people have got to find ways to do new things, because there's no way of stopping it. You know, every time people try, it's very difficult to stop, and I'm as bad as anyone else. I mean, let's say when you're DJing, like, you've got to be so up to date. You can't go and wait for the records to come out in the shop. You'll be behind, you know. So it's just kind of practical in a way, and it definitely helped me. Like, we broke the iTunes record in the UK for the most downloaded free download of Stuck on Repeat. So when I just think how many people have got that song now who wouldn't have it before, that's obviously a really positive thing. I mean, I'm not saying that, I mean, to me it would feel weird if people were just getting my album for free, which will happen, I know, when you think of how much time and effort and money's gone into it. So I think it's just about finding new ways to make money from music.